Hello everybody and welcome back to another StanCan tutorial. So in this tutorial it is part 4 of the Penelope Pig how-to tutorial. So these are the tutorials to go alongside the StanCan Crochet Kits. So today I'm going to be just giving you a few little tips and tricks on how to make the head of Penelope the Pig. So in the Penelope the Pig there is a couple different techniques. You do your invisible decrease, your increase, and also your colour change. There is also a little bit of shaping with the nose and the head, and that comes down to our stuffing. So let's get on with today's video. Right, so you're going to want to use your 8mm hook and your darker pink. I'm just using this ball of pink instead of the smaller ball that we have in your kits. So what you're going to start by using, or what you're going to start by doing, is creating a magic ring of 6 double crochets, which you should know how to do by now because we've used that in most of the things that we've made at the moment. So you're just going to want to do that, and then you're going to be increasing that to 12, which again is something that we've done already along the pattern. And then after that, you're going to just be doing 2 rounds of normal double crochet. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go away and I'm going to do the all of the rounds up to round 4, mainly because we don't need to recap over the next couple of rows because we've already done it. If you've got to this point, you will be able to do the next couple of rounds. But I'll come back to do the colour change on camera. Okay, so I'm back and I have finished the little pink nose and I've cut the yarn off. Into the next stitch, that last stitch of round 4, we're going to be doing our colour change, which we've done already, so it shouldn't be that difficult. But just to recap, you insert your hook into the next stitch, you then yarn over in your dark pink and pull through 1, leaving 2 loops on your hook. You're then going to grab your soft pink, yarn over and pull through 2, and that finishes round 4, and you've now got your soft pink to work with. So round 5, you're going to be doing 1 double crochet and then increase 6 times. So into the next 6 stitches, you're going to be doing an increase. So that's 1, 2. Oh, my hook has fallen off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, and then just 5 double crochets to end that round. And how you know you've finished this round is you should get back to that first pink or dark pink stitch. So there we go. That is round 5. So I think you should be fine to do the next 5 rounds because they're all very similar. Make sure to use your stitch marker, which I have actually lost. It was somewhere on my desk here. But yeah, make sure to use your stitch marker. I'm so confused where that stitch marker's gone. I literally oh, here we go. We found it. It was on my desk next to me. So make sure to use your stitch marker at the start of every round. Mainly on round 8. Round 7 and 8, because you start getting into some more complicated like repeats where it says the 5 increase. That can be quite tricky if you do not have a stitch marker. So make sure to use your stitch marker. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away, do all of the rounds up to round 10, and then I'll be back for a decrease row and show you how to stuff your head so that all of the shaping looks good. Okay, so I am back and I have just finished round 10. So you've got a little bit of an increase and then just the 2 rows of normal. So for round 11, you're going to be doing a decrease round, which is 1 double crochet into the next stitch and then an invisible decrease. And you're going to do that all the way around. And what this is going to do is this is going to bring your head to sort of like a sharp decrease, okay? But then don't worry, the next round we're going to even that out by doing a round of normal. So do your decrease all the way around. And then after this round, we're actually going to be adding a little bit of stuffing to your nose, and this will shape your pig's head, okay? So I am nearly finished with this round. Again, use a stitch marker. I'm not, because I just don't want to. But yeah, use your stitch marker if need be. Right, so here is what we have at the minute. And what we need to do is basically, let me explain. So at the minute, it's quite a very steep sort of head. But what we want is we want it to be more like that, okay? More like that. So what we're going to do, you're going to get your stuff in. This should be in a bag. However, today I've just taken it out of the bag and just popped it on my table just for ease. You're going to start by stuffing the nose. So add your stuff in, and you're just going to push that down into the nose. And I just use my fingers just to push that into the nose, just like that, okay? And then what I do is I grab another big bit of stuffing and just put that straight into the head. And then I use my thumbs and go round, pushing to the outside, so pushing against the wall of your head. And I just do that, and I go all the way around. Okay, and if you was to see now, if I was to sew that up, you have like this straight bit. It's very uneven. That means it's understuffed. So we're going to grab a little bit more. You do little bits at once, okay? Don't go in with a huge bit because it just will look weird, okay? So do little bits at a time. Just using your thumbs, and I can now feel around the head and see that there's little bits again that is just a little bit unstuffed. Like there, you can see there's just a tiny bit. So I'm going to grab a little bit more stuff in and just pop that in that hole there. And again, just here you can see there's a little bit of a hole. So we just use a little bit more. Pop that in there. So I'm now happy with what I've got at the minute. If you can see what I mean, it's not as sharp as it was before. Okay. So now we're going to carry on with our head. And what I like to do is every round, just add a little bit more stuff in. So the next round you do 2 double crochet into each of the next, or 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. And then a decrease. And you do that 5 times, okay? So 1. And then 2. This can be a little bit fiddly because your head is already stuffed. So just take it nice and slowly. I prefer to like push down on the table. That's why I keep on bringing it down. You can see I'm just pushing down on, even if it's on your lap, you can just push down on your lap, and it's all the same thing. So 1, 2, and decrease, okay? And I'm just looking to see if I'm at my, I believe this is my last 1, 2, and decrease. And yeah, so that is that round finished. And again, you can see that the head just needs a little bit more stuffing. So I'm going to half that again. And just using my fingers, just add a little bit more stuffing in the head. And you're going to do that for the next 2 rounds. So I'm going to go away, do the next 2 rounds, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I am back, and I have finished them 2 rounds. So now, to cast off your head, you're just going to want to slip stitch into the next stitch. I can find it, there we go. Slip stitch into the next stitch. Chain 1. And then using your pair of scissors, you're just going to cut that end and pull up. Right, you're now going to need your sewing needle. you're going to pop your sewing needle or thread your yarn through your eye of your sewing needle. And then we're going to close up this hole that you see there. So going in the front loops of all of them stitches, you're going to go in and then out. Going all the way around. So in through one stitch, out through the next one. In through the next stitch. And out through the next one. And then you can just pull on that towel and that closes the hole up. And then just stab your needle through the middle part. Thread that out like that. And that is the hole all closed up. So what I now like to do is just to secure that towel and make sure it don't undo, is I insert my needle through one stitch, I pull it through until there's like this little loop, I then put my needle through the loop, pull up and pull. That is now secure, so you can now thread it again through another hole like that. Use your scissors to cut the yarn. And then using your scissors, all that I do is just stab that towel into the head. And that is your head done. Right, so now come back for the next tutorial where I teach you to do the ears and the eyes.